Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Val for Rob's Reviews, and if you're new here and you're into mind-bending, brain-twisting TV shows, then you're in the right place. Today we're talking about Severance and specifically the episode Woe's Hollow. Buckle up because this episode, it's a ride. We're about to dive deep into all the wild twists, shocking moments, and let's be real, the pure confusion that comes with this show. And of course, full spoilers ahead, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it first and then come back. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Alright, now that we're all caught up, let's break this episode down together step by step. Trust me, there's a lot to unpack here, but don't worry, I'm gonna walk you through it, with some personal thoughts sprinkled in, and let's see if we can make sense of this madness. Or at least attempt to. No promises though. So we kick things off with Irv, yes, our calm and collected Irv, who we're used to seeing in his comfy office gear suddenly wakes up alone on a frozen lake. Yeah, just picture it. Middle of nowhere, cold as all heck, disoriented, confused, and honestly if I were in his shoes, I'd probably be freaking out a bit. But Irv, being Irv, is trying to keep it cool, like, okay, let's just figure this out. But here's where the first big twist comes in. He hears Mark's voice, and not in the way you think, like it's echoing call, almost as if Mark's out there with him, guiding him, and at first you think, okay, maybe this is some weird dream or hallucination, but the more Irv moves, the more it seems like something deeper is going on. It's like his whole reality is being distorted, and honestly, the way the camera angles are set up here, it just makes everything feel even more unsettling. We've got snow, silence, and no answers. And I have to point this out, Severance does a great job with atmosphere. It's not just about the crazy storylines, it's about the feeling of isolation, the tension that builds even when nothing's happening. This opening is a perfect example of that. You're immediately hooked, even though you have no idea what's going on. Classic Severance move. Fast forward a bit, and Irv, along with other refiners, makes it to this, well, let's just call it a cliffside situation. Yeah, that's right. They come across this random, super old school tube TV hanging off the edge of a cliff. Like it's part of some bizarre training setup. I mean, who thought this was a good idea? And naturally, they're expected to watch whatever weird training video pops up on the screen. Now, if you've been watching Severance from the start, you know things aren't always what they seem. This isn't your average motivational let's improve the workplace kind of training video. No, it's more like a cryptic, almost dystopian message from Milchick. And of course, it makes zero sense. What training is this and why the cliffside? The crew's just standing there trying to make heads or tails of it. There's a moment where you're like, do they even know what they're supposed to be learning here? It's little moments like this that make Severance so compelling. Everything feels intentionally off and nothing is straightforward. And while you're sitting there trying to figure out the logic, you're also realizing that maybe there isn't any logic. It's just chaos. Now, here's where the weirdness goes up a notch. The group eventually comes across their own doppelgangers. It's like Severance took everything that was already strange and just multiplied it. Each member of the team sees an alternate version of themselves, dressed exactly the same. But here's the kicker, these doppelgangers are guiding them. They don't say anything and they just silently point them in the right direction. Honestly, I don't have a concrete answer, and that's what I love about this show. It leaves you with so many questions. What's the purpose of these doppelgangers? Is it a reflection of their fractured personalities? I think we'll be learning more as we go deeper into this season. Then, of course, there's the whole hike scene. And let me just say, watching these folks try to figure out their hiking gear was both hilarious and nerve wracking at the same time. It's like none of them have ever seen snow in their life, yet they're stuck trudging through it, trying to survive. But beyond the physical struggle, the mental toll starts to set in. They're out in the middle of nowhere, no clear plan, no clear path, and this is where we see a real shift in their dynamics. They're all facing something unknown, both physically and mentally, and you get the sense that their struggle isn't just about surviving the hike, it's about surviving themselves. What do they really know about who they are, what they've done, and what they're capable of? Alright, now we get to one of the juiciest parts of the episode, the fourth appendix. Here we got a huge revelation about Kier's past, specifically about his twin brother Dieter. Kier's brother is dead, and the way he died? Oh man, it's not pretty. Apparently, Kier's twin was killed in a way that triggered what's known as the Temper of Woe. And if that wasn't enough, Kier's action may have caused his brother's death. Yeah, we're talking about potential murder here, and that just adds this heavy layer of complexity to everything going on in Severance. I mean, it's one thing for the show to mess with your head about memory loss and identity, it's another when you introduce family drama and deep emotional trauma. Now, Kier's past is an even bigger mystery, and it's clear that his connection to this program is more than just accidental. There's something about his journey that feels deeply tied to the origins of Severance itself, and I'm dying to know what comes next. Now, after all this madness, we get a chance to hear Milchick talk about what went down with Kier's brother, and it's dark. Let me tell you, Milchick explains the trauma from Dieter's death has somehow contributed to the creation of Severance program, and the way he talks about it, it's so cold, so calculated. This guy is like the ultimate company man, always staying loyal to the program, no matter what the cost. It's moments like this that really make you stop and think, what is Lumon Corporation really doing here? And are the employees even aware of how deep this rabbit hole really goes? The more you learn, the more it feels like they're all just pieces of chessboard being moved around with no real understanding of the game. After Milchick's wild narration, Helly's laughter at a story provokes Milchick's marshmallow burning rage, while Irving's obsession with Helly's claims escalates into a heated confrontation over what really happened with overtime contingency. Irv lashes out at Mark with a brutal remark about his oudest wife and storms off after Helly taunts him about never seeing Bird again. Later, Mark checks in on Helly in her tent, where they share an intimate moment before Helly confesses that she hated who she was on the outside. As Mark reassures her, visions of Gemma and Helly's face merging haunt him, a chilling reminder of his reintegration trauma. Meanwhile, lost in the woods, Irving dreams of a barren forest and a surreal scene with Bert behind a desk, waking with a start after disturbing vision. This episode masterfully blends emotional conflict and eerie symbolism, leaving us questioning what lies ahead for the team. Alright, let's talk about the absolutely jaw-dropping ending. The scene picks up the morning after that chaotic campfire blow-up, and we find Irving at a peaceful-looking waterfall. But this is Severance, so of course things are anything but peaceful. Irving confronts Helly, still furious from the night before, his adamant saying she isn't actually Helly but her outie insisting Helly was never cruel. And then it takes a dark turn. Irv completely snaps. He grabs Helly and forces her head under the water, yelling for Milchick to bring back the real Helly. This is the bombshell revelation we've been waiting for. Irving was right all along. Helly has actually been her outie, Helena Eagan, ever since the overtime contingency. Meaning, the Helly we thought we knew throughout the entire season, that was Helena running the show the whole time. After this explosive reveal, Irving, realizing the full weight of what just happened, breaks down and apologizes, holding a visibly shaken Helly. Mark rushes to her side, but before they can process everything, Milchick makes his next move. He tells Irving, cold as ice, that he is being immediately and permanently terminated. And then there's Dylan, emotional, guilt-ridden. He begs Irving to forgive him for not believing him sooner. And in what might be Irving's most heartbreaking moment yet, he just smiles softly and says, "It's all okay. Just remember, hang in there." But Severance doesn't end on a hopeful note, right? Milchick walks Irving deep into this forest, and here where it gets chilling. Milchick delivers this absolutely bone-chilling line. "It will be as if you, Irving B., never even existed or drew a single breath upon this earth. May Care's mercy follow you into the eternal dark." Chills, literally chills. Milchick doesn't just terminate Irving, he erases him. It's a haunting reminder of just how powerful and merciless Lumon is. Irving isn't just being punished for defying them, they are ensuring he's forgotten entirely. And that final shot of Irving's Audi waking up, confused and unaware of everything that's just happened, that's classic Severance. It's a stark reminder of how fragile their lives really are and how much power Lumon holds over them. So, what does this mean moving forward? First, we have to talk about Helena Eagan. If she's been in control of Helly's body all season, then everything we've seen from her has been calculated. Was her bonding with the group just a front, or is there more to her motivations? And then there's Irving. His termination feels permanent, but this is Severance, so is it really? And what about Dylan, Mark, and the others? How will they move forward without Irv, knowing that he sacrificed? This episode leaves us with so many unanswered questions, and I'd love to hear what you think. Is this truly the end for Irving? Can the group ever trust Helly or Helena again? And what's Lumon's ultimate endgame here? Let me know your theories in the comments because I'm still trying to wrap my head around it all. As always, thank you for watching and going on this wild ride with me. If you're as hooked on Severance as I am, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss any breakdowns or theories. These shows keep proving it's one of the best on TV right now, and I can't wait to see what's next. Until then, hang in there and I'll see you in the next one.